Joining us now in our book talk segment, we're going to talk to a woman who knows a lot about dieting and, of course, the Atkins program, and she is a part of the Atkins program. She's the Vice President of Nutrition and Education, and they have the book out called Atkins Eat Right, Not Less, your guidebook for living a low-carb and low-sugar lifestyle. And as we again start a new year, a good time to look at that in our lives, how we eat. And Colette Heimowitz joins us by telephone today. And Colette, good to talk with you. How are you?
Thanks for having me, Doug.
Yeah, good to have a chance to chat with you for a few minutes. I had an opportunity to look through the book. Now, I don't know a lot about Atkins. I see a lot of the Atkins food in the food stores, and I know a lot of people like it. It's been around for a long time, right? The whole program.
Yeah, 40 years, actually. But this book modernized the Atkins diet, to make it more of a sustainable way of eating, so it's more of a lifestyle, because so often people go on and off diets like a bus stop,
Right.
but you have to find a way of eating that you could live with for the rest of your life. So that's what I attempted to do in this book, to teach people how to eat the right balance of foods, to whether they need to lose weight or they just want a healthier way to eat for the health benefits.
Yeah, I think the key to the Atkins, obviously, has been very successful over 40 years, and like you said, a lot of diets, there's fad diets and all that, but this is pretty much based on science and eating fewer carbohydrates, but what I thought was interesting, a lot of people think, you can't eat a lot of fatty foods or a lot of fat, but you need some fat in your diet, right? So that it doesn't focus on that.
Healthy fats is so important. I mean, that's the mistake that people make when they try to eat better or eat healthier. They cut back on fat, and fat makes things taste good, and it gives you the calories you need. They have certain health benefits. Fat is not your friend when you have high sugar and high carbs. But when carbohydrates and sugars are low enough, you burn the fat for fuel, and it doesn't pose a risk, and it keeps you satisfied. And when people try to eat less, they're hungry all the time, and it sets up that bad cycle of depriving yourself and then binge eating, which makes people make poor food choices. So if you learn how to have the right balance of high carbohydrate foods and an optimal protein intake and incorporate healthy fats, that, 3-point approach really helps you lose weight if you have weight to lose, or steady your energy and steady your blood sugar.
Yeah, that's the key. The whole, you can have sugar in your diet, but obviously not so much where your blood sugar gets out of hand, right? So it's a balancing act. Now, how would you, I know you talk about it in the book a bit, but how do you kind of find that balance? Obviously, I guess you'll go to your doctor and find out that way, but what other ways can you find that balance in your diet?
Right now, 52% of the American population has been diagnosed with prediabetes or diabetes, or diabetes itself. So, I mean, if that is your diagnosis, your doctor told you that, then you want the lower ends of carbohydrates to start to heal the body to regulate blood sugar, because you don't want blood sugar to continue to rise, because that raises a lot of health risks, including heart disease, and you want to prevent that. But if you don't have a lot of weight and you just want to be healthy and you want your energy levels to be stable and you don't want to be hungry all the time, then a higher level of carbohydrate intake is appropriate for you. So we have, teach you how to do your personalized carbohydrate intake at 100 grams of carb a day, or 40 if you are pre-diabetic, or 20 if you have a lot of weight to lose, which was the original Atkins program. So this is a more personalized nutritional approach. And in the book, we teach you all of the tips and the tools and the hacks that you need for your kitchen to succeed, because you don't need to feel deprived. There's always a low-carbohydrate food to replace that high-carbohydrate craving. So we have desserts in the book. We have potato substitutes, pasta substitutes, bread substitutes. And it's easy. We have 15-minute meals. We have one-pot meals. We have slow-cooked meals. So half the book is teaching you the rationale of why this is just simply a smarter way to eat. And the other half of the book is giving you all the great recipes that look great and taste great, and then you don't feel deprived and you're not hungry all the time.
Yeah, 100 recipes in the book. Like you said, a lot of people think, well, you can't eat dessert anymore, but you got a lot in there. Desserts that you're probably not going to miss what you think you will miss by making these desserts, right?
And that's the key. You shouldn't feel deprived. This is a way that you should choose to eat to prevent heart disease and diabetes or reverse it, to lose weight if you have extra weight to lose, and just to feel good, have steady energy, and not be hungry. Because when you're hungry, no matter willpower is going to stop you from picking up that donut.
Right.
You know, when you go to work and the donuts are laid out in the room and you're starving, you just grab. You know, anybody will do that. But if you keep yourself sustained with a healthy balance of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, that won't happen to you.
Now, again, going back to the food store, you go and shop for your weekly whatever you buy, but I see so many things now, gluten-free, organic, vegan, all that. I guess those are not bad for you, but that seems to be the trend now. You see that on a lot of food labels. Is gluten really that bad? I never heard of gluten being bad. I never heard the term until about 10 years ago.
Right. It's bad if you have a gluten sensitivity. You know, like any allergy, any food allergy, you need to limit your exposure to the food that the body isn't reacting very well to. But most of the time when people feel better by cutting out gluten because they're really cutting out a lot of the carbohydrates, like wheat and high sugar things. So the outcomes isn't necessarily because people have a gluten sensitivity, but more that it forced them to cut out carbs. And organic is a fine choice. I mean, you could do anything choosing organic over something that has pesticides or herbicides in it. So that's always a good choice if you want to go that extra mile and polish the stone. But I've been a nutritionist for 30 years now, and I find that controlling carbohydrates has the most profound effect on your health. You know, we've been trained to eat low fat for 30 or 40 years, and the U.S. dietary guidelines are telling us to have 300 to 400 grams of carbohydrates a day. That's great if you're running 6 miles a day, or if you're young and you're healthy and you're lean and you're mean. You might be able to get away with that if you're healthy. But most of us are overweight or obese, or we have pre-diabetes. Half of us have pre-diabetes. That's simply not appropriate for people that have a carbohydrate intolerance. So controlling your carbs, having an awareness of the types of carbs that you eat, which is why we have the hidden sugar effect in the book, to teach you which carbs has the most profound effects on your blood sugar. Once you steady your blood sugar, that's the key to good health for heart disease, for diabetes, for inflammation in the body, for, blood sugar regulation is really the key to optimal health.
And again, you talk in the book, you can't have meat, right? I mean, small portions. You're not cutting out, a good steak now and then, right?
Right. Well, personalized nutrition is really the way to go. If you're a vegetarian, you could do it without meat. If you want meat, when you control carbohydrates, meat is not going to pose a health risk to you because you're burning the fat for fuel.
Right.
You're not only burning sugar for fuel, you're burning fat for fuel, so it's not going to accumulate in your blood the way it would on a very high sugar, high carbohydrate diet.
Yeah. The name again is Atkins Eat Right, Not Less, guidebook for living a low-carb and low-sugar lifestyle. We've been talking with Colette Heimowitz today. And Colette, give out the website. I know maybe people that don't know exactly where it is, so give that website up and we'll get more information about the book.
Sure. You could find Atkins Eat Right, Not Less on Amazon, or you can go to our website for more information and tips and tools and more recipes at Atkins.com.
Great. Colette, pleasure talking to you. Hopefully we can do it again. You're doing great work there, and we'll talk to you down the road. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much.
I'm Stan Brock. 30 years ago, I formed Remote Area Medical to help people overseas. But then we found generations of families in America isolated by poverty from the health care they need. Together, we can take dental, vision, and medical help to 1 million adults and their kids, right here at home in the United States of America.
If you'd like to order the book we're talking about, please go to DougMilesMedia.com and enter the author's name in the Amazon search box. Thank you for listening. Please come back soon for more conversations here at DougMilesMedia.com. This has been a presentation of Doug Miles Media, all rights reserved. You can listen to or download previous programs at iTunes, Stitcher.com, or DougMilesMedia.com.